let's open up a new project. So go to, or actually just like new. What you're going to pick here is Imperial Architectural Template. And then hit OK. So this is going to be Revit's like standard template of what they have built in already. So that's things that if you're at a firm or you yourself can customize to get more what you want. It's going to start out showing you level 1 that looks like this. So we're looking at our first floor plan. Okay, so let's build our first object. So you're going to come up here. There's these tabs under architecture, and this helps you create different things. So let's make a floor. So you're going to come over here to floor. And you're going to make a boundary line to define the floor. So let's use this line tool. You're going to click. You're going to move your mouse over, but you're like not holding anything. You're just moving it over. You're going to type in 30 feet with apostrophe and hit enter. Then you're going to come straight down. Again, I'm just hovering. I'm not touching anything. I'm going to type in 25 feet and hit enter. Come back this way, type in 30 feet, hit enter. And then when I come back up, there's going to be this little like box that shows up. When that pops up, close it so that you know this is one closed thing. When you make a boundary, it needs to be like one closed polyline, similar to like when you wanted to extrude something, it had to be closed. Does everybody get to that part? So you got your 4 pink lines? Not yet. Yep. You just want regular floor first one. You got yours? Yeah, you type it in. Great. And then you just move your mouse down. Yep, wait, look straight.
And 30 also?
I did 30 and 25 for the height. It doesn't, whichever one. Okay. Once you have those 4, this is the part that everybody forgets. There's a green check mark up here. So under modify, there's this green check mark. Hit the check mark. Okay, so we've just made a floor. So let's look at it. So let's look at it in 3D. So if you come up here to the little house and click on it, it's your floor. Did everybody's floor get made? Did that happen? No, okay, what's going on? It's good. Hit the check mark. I'll tell you to hit the check mark. Oh, where'd it go? You're on level 1. Yeah, just click. Yeah, and then hit the green check mark. That should do it. So let me see a sec. Well, it looks like they're on a different level. Wait, where are you? You have a lot of different levels up here. I don't know why you do it. This was the standard template. You didn't look like that. Why don't I have that? See how you have so many grid in me?
Just clicking the scroll wheel. And versus like that clicking.
Okay, so make sure you have architectural template. Okay, are you good to read that part really quick? So go to floor. Okay, you guys get your 2 floors, all good? Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, let's add in some columns. So before I make my columns, I want to make a grid so that I can kind of define where those go. So we're going to come over here. So architecture, go over to grid, and I'm back on level 1. So anytime I'm making something, I usually want to be in like a flat view, whether it's like floor plan or section or elevation. So in level 1, I'm going to come over here to, where did it go? I lost it. Grid. It's like under data, and it's all the way over on the side. So click on grid. And then over here, we're going to make one grid that's at the side of our building. Then I want you to take that, and I want you to copy it over 15 feet. Hit enter. and then another 15 feet and hit enter. Sorry, I forgot to tell you how to copy. So to copy, you select something, you type in CO, then you click it, then you hover like over the direction you want to go and you type in the distance. So select it, type in CO, click it, so hover over the distance you want it to go and type it in, 20 feet. Okay, so click it, type in CO, okay, click it again, then come over this way, just like hover and type in where you want to go, so 15 feet and hit enter. There you go. You got yours, all good.
No.
No, yeah, okay, so select it, the one, type in CO, click it, like click the line, and then just hover that way, type it in 15 feet, and hit enter. Yeah, and then you can actually just type in 15 again. Like, yep. Okay, so we made those going that way. We're going to make them going the other way. Oh, the other way I didn't make it 30 feet again because I wasn't thinking. So the other way, let's use this to tell us where the other ones are going to go. So I'm going to grab my grid. I'm going to make my first one here. And this one, let's change it to ABC because usually the column grids, you go like ABC one direction, 1, 2, 3 the other. So I'm going to click in here and change this to A. Then I'm going to draw another one. So I'm going to go to grid. And this time I'm just going to hover over my floor. Oh, it's not giving me the midpoint. Here it is. I don't know why it wasn't giving it to me on this side though. That's weird. So it should give you a midpoint to your floor if you just like hover over the side, like the little triangle pops up. Not getting it? Okay, so there's another way we can do this. If you go to your annotate tab, which is right here, you're going to make a detail line. So we're going to use a guideline to help us figure out where that line wants to be. So annotate detail line. And now I'm going to make a line that starts at the beginning of my floor and goes to the end of my floor here and click. So I just made a line from here. Oops. So I'm doing annotate detail line. I'm making a line that goes from here to here. And then I hit enter to finish the line. And now I'm going to make another detail line. So the shortcut for that is DL. And then I'm going to come to the center, click, and come over. So now this is my midpoint. I was just using that to get a midpoint. So to do that again, I type in DL for detail line. I click on one side of my floor. I click on the other. And now when I come back to do another detail line, I'm going to make it where that triangle is. Did everybody get that? Okay, so you go to annotate, detail line, click on one side, click on the other side, and then click on the center, and then hit, enter.
Okay.
Yep. Then do DL to do that again. DL. Then click on the center, it'll be a triangle, yep, and then come over this way.
It would be a grid line when I did it the second time.
It what?
It gave me a grid line when I did it the second time when I did DL.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I know, it's a mystery. Oh, it's a mystery. Did that one work out for you? You got it. Okay. So, well, here's a step ahead. So basically, we just want a grid line at the center and at the top. So now I'm going to go back to architecture, grid, and then I'll use this to make one here, and I'll use this to make one at the top. So now I should have, and I don't need these two. So now I should have 1, 2, 3, ABC. If I want to extend these, so I was just doing this to make it like visually easier to see. If I click on a grid line, there's a little bubble that pops up on the end, and I can drag that. So I can like extend them so I can see a little bit better. Okay, now that I have this, I'm going to put my columns in. You come out to architecture, click the down button on column, and let's put in a structural column. And we're going to be W10 by 49. We'll keep with the one that comes in automatically. So this W10 by 49, even though I think that's not too bad. We'll use that. Okay, so once you have that, you can zoom in and you just want to click where the two lines intersect. So here I'm just going to click, and it's going to tell you that none of them are visible, and that's okay for right now. We can fix that. So for right now, just go ahead and click and put one in each location. Okay. So in order to get those up to the, what happened was it basically built it under my floor. I want to move them up. So I'm going to come, these are my elevation views, where these little triangles are. I'm going to click on one, right click, and go to elevation view. When I do that, these lines are my columns. The reason they're just showing up as lines right now is because my detail settings are just showing them as lines. So to fix that, I'm going to come down here to this bar, and I'm going to click on here where it says detail level coarse. I'm going to change it to fine, and that should bring up my columns. So again, that was, I started here. I right clicked on here. I went to go to elevation view. Then over here on the visual bar, I clicked on this second thing, and I went from it being coarse, and I brought the detail level up to fine. And now I should be able to see those columns. Okay, did everybody get to their elevation view, make their columns visible? So, did you put some in already?
I don't think they're going in.
Okay, click on, just put one in. It'll, yep, you're fine, it's there, it's just underneath. Hit escape, so zoom out. You want to zoom in a little bit more, we're looking for this one. Zoom in on that. Right click on the head. Oh, you can leave that there, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So if you click on that, I think it's right click. Yeah, oh, you can bring that up too. That works. Click here. Okay, so zoom into that. If you right click on the head, so click on the head and then right click, and then go to elevation view. Okay, yep, yours are all there. They're just underneath. So you're going to change your detail level here. So change that to fine. Okay.
I don't know if you're gonna hit something or.
It looks like you're trying to build something. So you're okay. You're where we are. Where are you at? You got those are shut. Okay, so then you just change your detail level down here. So click on that. Next one over. Yep, click on that and make it fine. Okay, awesome. So we're going to change the height of all of these columns. So I'm going to, if you click and highlight this way, it only gets what's inside the box. If you click and go towards the left, it like gets everything crossing. So that should be the same as Rhino, I think. So you're going to click, come to the left, and cross all of those so that you highlight all of them. They should turn blue. And then over here under properties, I'm going to change my base level is level 1. I'm going to change my base offset to -1 foot. And then I'm going to change my top level to level 2. And that'll bring them up into my space. So over here, it's basically, it's saying like, where is my base, right? So it's asking like base level, and saying my base level is going to be 1 foot below the floor. And then it's asking me where my top level is, and saying my top level is level 2. Okay, while we are in this elevation, let's change our level height because 10 feet is pretty short. So to do that, you're going to select this dotted line that says level on it, and you can type in there. So you're going to change the 10, and let's make it 13. If you zoom out, that should have brought your columns right with it. So they should have gone up. Okay, we all caught up? All good? Okay, we are gonna do, let's see, it's 11:42. Okay, we're gonna add walls, doors, and maybe a roof really fast. Let's see how we do. Okay, so walls. So let's go back to level 1. And now we can see our columns. They look beautiful. Great. So you're going to go to wall. There's one important thing, a couple important things you need to change. The first is in this green line here where it says location line, wall center line. I want you to change that to finish face interior. So you're coming to like this green bar, finish and location line, finish face interior. It's basically saying like when I draw a line, I want that to be the inside of my wall. So if I click that, then over here from basic wall generic 8 inches, let's change it to a generic 12 inches. So I'm saying I have 12 inches of wall. I don't know what it is yet. I'll figure that out later. Architectural. So I go to architecture, just click on like the first one, wall. Then under properties, you're changing it to generic 12 inch. And then over under location line, it should say finish face interior. Last thing we're going to change. The base constraint should automatically be level 1. I'm going to change my top constraint and make it up to level 2. So that's telling me where the top and bottom of my wall is. So base constraint should be level 1. Top constraint should be up to level 2. Once I have those in place, I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to use my lines I already have to draw this wall. So when I draw it, the line I'm drawing should be the inside of my wall as I go. And then when I'm all done, I hit escape and that'll finish off that. Okay, so looking at this, I'm like, oh, but this doesn't cover my column, so maybe I need to change that. So if I hit tab and select all those walls, I'm wrong. I can't change it that way. Sorry, never mind. So I'm gonna offset these inwards. So I disagree with how I said I was going to do it before. So I'm gonna move all of these in so that the midline is on here. So let's just redraw them. So I'm gonna hit tab, delete them. So delete. Let's do it one more time. So architecture, wall. This time the location line, I'm going to make wall center line. Everything else will be the same, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw that wall again. So this time when I draw my wall, the columns are going to be inside the wall. And then hit escape when you're done. So now if I go into a 3D view, I should see most of my columns are in the walls, and then I have one floating column in the middle there, and I have my floor. Okay, I'm going to go back to my level 1 plan. If it doesn't show up here, you can always get to it in the project browser. So on the left, you have properties and project browser. Your floor plans, I could also double click on here and that'll bring up my level 1 plan. If the properties or project browser goes away, you can get them back by going to view, user interface, and then this is where your toolbars live. So you can, so let's say my properties went away, I could come back over to the user interface and bring it back. Okay, so let's add in a door. So I'm going to go to architecture, click on door, and then I just click where I want it. Done. If I select it, I can use these little arrows to have it swing out or in. I can also change it over here. So if I click on here, I can make it a different size. I can make it a shorter door. I could make it a really small door. But for right now, let's leave it at 36 by 84. And then let's also add some windows while I'm here. So doors and windows are similar. So I'm just going to come over here, click on window. I'm going to use this fixed one that's already in here, 36 by 48. And then you'll notice while I'm placing it, it tells me like the distance from the walls. So I can kind of use that to help place them. So I'm putting one in each little area. This is a pretty boring building. You'll notice on this one, this window is facing the wrong way, if I hit this little flip button, that'll make it face the right way. All the way across. Okay, so right now they aren't centered. So if I want to get them centered in between my grid lines, there's an easy way to do that. Is everybody caught up? Does everybody have their windows and doors in? You got your windows in, almost, okay, 2 seconds. Got a door, got your windows, door, almost all your windows, okay. Okay, so the really basic thing that I'm going to do something called an align dimension. If you find it, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either do it with shortcuts or you can find it in the menus. So in the menus, it's under annotate, and then it's this first one that says aligned. If you want to do it with shortcuts, it's DI. So if you just type in DI, that'll bring that up. Or you can go to annotate aligned. So I'm going to click on my grid line. I'm going to click on the center of the window, and you'll notice like a little blue line should show up. And then I'm going to click on my other grid line. I then click somewhere else. It just needs to not be on something. Like I'm going to click here. It's just somewhere else that it like knows to close it. Then you'll notice there's this little button that says EQ. I'm going to click on that, and it'll automatically center it. So again, I would click on annotate aligned, click on my grid line, click on the middle of the window, click on the other grid line, click somewhere else, and then click EQ. And I could do that all the way around. I can also use this to just move the window. So if I know I want the window 3 feet, I can select the window, and then I can type where it says 6 and put in 3 feet. And that'll move it to the center line to 3. So I can do that again over here. So I would click on my grid lines, then I click on the window. That's like an important step so it knows what's moving. Then I can change the dimension in there. Okay, the other thing I can do is I can align. So let's say I want this window to align to the one in the back. I can either type in AL for align, or I can go to modify, and it's like this first one here that has this little align symbol. So I can click on that, click on the center of what I want to align to, and then click on the center of my window, and it'll move it over. Okay, does anybody need help getting the EQs or the moving with dimensions? Okay, you got your 9s, you're putting your dimensions first, great. Then you just need to click anywhere else. Yep. So if you select the window itself, sorry, you have to hit escape sometimes. In between commands, if it gets stuck, hit escape. Hit escape. Okay, now click on, hit escape again. Wait till see how like the little, yeah. Now click on a window, and then you can type in here to change where it goes. So you have to kind of click on the dimension first. If you click on there, then you can type in dimension. Yeah.
How did you align the window with the other window?
So type in AL, and then click on the thing you want to align to. Yep, and then you click on the thing you want to align. Beautiful. You can also find that under modify, and then it's like that top one that's blue right now. Okay, and then if you just want it to be equal, you would click on this, and then hit the EQ button. Now I'll equal that out. What do you do over here? Got your EQ, beautiful.
Your windows and the door.
Okay, do you know how to change it so that this would be 3? So hit escape, click on the window, and then make that 3 feet. Yep. And enter. Yep, so that just moves it over like a specific dimension. But you need to always click on the window first, that's the tricky part. Okay, stick in your door.
That's from the top.
It doesn't matter which one. It's okay, it doesn't look exact. I just want to make sure we get like these general things. Okay, last thing before we need to head to that meeting. 2 things really fast. We can do it. Okay, so 2 things really fast. First is adding a ceiling. Second thing is adding in a roof. So I'm going to go to architecture, ceiling, and we're going to have, a 2x4 ACT ceiling. So beautiful. Okay, so we're going to click on that. You're going to keep it on automatic ceiling, and then it's going to turn red. You just click. You're not going to be able to see it in this view because it's over the head. If I come over here to ceiling plans and double click on level 1, I can see the ceiling I just made. I can hover over it and hit tab and click it, and I can change the height. So if I want it to be higher than 8 feet, I could make it like 10 feet and hit enter. So that'll change the height of my ceiling. I can also add lights in here. So if I were to go to, it's under component. Let's see if they have any lights in here already. Okay, they don't. So we're going to do lights a different day rather than get into it right now. Here's how you add a ceiling. Okay, last thing is the roof. So I'm going to double click on my level 2 plan. And then I'm going to go to architecture, roof. And I'm going to use this as my boundary line. So I'm going to click on the rectangle tool here. And then go around the outside of my building. I want this to have an overhang. So I'm going to offset it. So if I go to modify, this second one in is the offset tool. It looks kind of like a double walled thing. I'm going to offset it 1 foot to each side. So I can change the difference here. And then I can, if I hover over something and hit tab, it's not going to do it. Never mind. Okay, if I just click on each one, it'll do it. Click, click, click. And then I need to delete the inside lines. Okay, so then I'm just going to hit my check mark. If I look in 3D, that's going to make like this really crazy roof, right? If I just wanted to go one way, I can go to edit footprint. These little triangles control the slope. So that tells it like from this point, I'm going to slope up 9 inches for every 12 feet going this way or whatever. So I'm going to tell it, this one, I don't want to define slope. And I would click on the other one and say, don't define slope. The triangle goes away. And now if I hit the check mark, it's like that kind of a roof. If I want just a flat roof, I would get rid of all those. So I would go to edit footprint, uncheck define slope. And then this one I can make maybe like 2/12. Oh no, that was bad. Hang on, that's too big. That's still really big. Edit footprint, what am I doing wrong here? It's like not saving it. Okay, now I hit my check mark. So I could do like a one-way roof. For my walls to hit it, if I hit tab, I can select them all at once. So if I hover over one, hit tab, and then click, I can go attach top base, and then attach top, and click my roof. Done. Okay, and then save. Yep, Rhino 1 tutorial. Okay, where do I need to start from again? Or should I come around and Dale's come do here and then there? Is that good?
So I clicked roof.
Okay, roof.
First option. But then after that, I didn't.
Now you're making a boundary line. So click on the rectangle, and then click on the side, and then click all the roof. Cancel. I think it just it clicked too soon. So click on boundary line again. Click on one corner, and then click on the other corner. To offset it, you're going to use that tool. Yep. Offset it all the way around. Okay, then delete the inside lines and hit escape to get out of that command. And then delete the inside lines. Okay, select these 3. I think if you hold shift, maybe, or it's either shift or control. Might be control. Uncheck define slope. Okay, then click on just this one and change that to a 1, so 1/12. And then click outside and hit check mark. Okay, now go into 3D. And then hover over this wall, hit tab, click, and then touch top face, and click on the roof. Done. Okay, so you need to add one more line here. So you can use that line tool. Add a line from there to there. Then offset it. So click the offset button. Second one. Yep. And then click on each side. Offset. Offset. Once you've saved, can you go help Clara? Make sure she's on it. Okay, then delete the inside ones. So hit escape. Okay, and then delete all the inside stuff. Okay, and then select these 3. Hold shift, and I know you guys did this, you don't have to upload it, okay? Hold control, sorry. My bad, control. Decheck define slope. This one, define slope, uncheck. And then select this line. And then, that's good, just hit check mark. Cancel for it right now. Okay. So attach. Okay, and then go to 3D. Over here.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, save. You're good. Okay, we gotta get over there. So everybody close out.